We're back in the comfort of the Eford Studios. It's Picks and Pizza. I'm Joe Giglio, joined by Anthony Guerra, the pizza czar of Raleigh. Anthony, you're looking good over there. How you feeling, man?
I feel great. Picks last week, not great. Not great.
The struggle was real. It happens, though. Every once in a while it happens. That's fine.
As a quick aside, stopped on the way in by the future mayor of Raleigh to pick a fight.
For real?
With the OG podcast.
Wow.
I mean, I'm walking in, minding my own business. Everybody who knows me, I hate carrying stuff. And to come up to the studio, I got to carry a bunch of stuff.
Right. You got your computer. Okay.
I hate carrying stuff. Okay. Schlepping things around. I need intern Tanner to meet me.
Yes.
I need a valet service to pump. But anyway, whatever. Man of the people, I'm walking on the streets, stopped.
For real?
Livid about the anti-baseball take of the OG podcast.
Okay. Well,
this was big. We have to get we need a whole meeting, a mediation period. Raleigh is upset with the podcast.
We'll have to hash through that. I'm trying to hash through the NFL. And so far, I got to tell you, man, you said our pick struggled last week.
Yeah.
My fantasy team sucks out loud. Like, I am the Giants of my fantasy league. And if you know me, that hurts more than anything because it is the one thing my NFL fantasy team is like the one thing I actually put real money into. So I'm down. And then I'm like looking around the rest of the NFL and I'm like, but nobody's really popping other than your Dolphins. I mean, nobody's really popping.
Yeah, but clearly NFL is scripted. That is obviously correct, given whatever the heck happened on the football field in Buffalo last week. I'm watching my guy, my team, my squad. They can't even move the ball. Tua looked like a high school quarterback. What happened?
You're saying the fix is in, that they were running too hot so that it couldn't possibly be real?
The NFL was like, we got to slow down a little bit. We have to focus more on other things. We can't just have a great offense keep moving. I mean, this is a Buffalo team that lost to the Jets. Granted, it was a Sunday night game, and the Jets are invincible on Sunday nights.
Yeah, and we'll get into that. We'll have our lock of the week. We've got our prop of the week is back since we're here on a Thursday, and we've got the JETS. But I do want to start with the kind of wonky NFL season that we're having thus far. I do feel like I have the right pick for the Super Bowl champion, the Niners.
Yeah.
I think I have, as long as Brock Purdy doesn't separate his shoulder and Christian McCaffrey doesn't tear his lymphatic ligament, I think the Niners are going to be okay.
You got Steve Young on the bench. You're fine. Even if Brock Purdy goes,
you're
Steve
Young, boy, my
guy. I'll never let it down. Although I have always said there's one team as a Jets guy I can't see Sam Darnold go there, and he went there. That's exactly where he went, and he's going to be great if he comes in. I'm telling you. With
Shanahan.
Shanahan.
Yeah. I mean, I think he can fix.
I think I might be able to go out there and after warming up a little bit, Shanahan can make me proficient. He's that good.
So the big topic, though, dominating the NFL is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
And we saw this Sunday night with just an entourage of A-list superstars watching that football game on Sunday night. I'm sure NBC really hated it that they had Bradley Cooper and Hugh Jackman and Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, who seems to be everywhere now.
He is everywhere. Those alcohol companies made him a lot of money. He's got the cell phone company. He is successful.
The soccer, Wrexham.
Soccer too. Wow,
that's what I was thinking of. Soccer. The Netflix.
Yeah, but he's got a couple of alcohol companies that made a ton of money.
So the question is all of the attention on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce bad for the NFL? And I just thought it was hysterical in in a pure inception moment that we now have the brothers, Jason and Travis Kelce, talking about the topic that is dominating the NFL. I'm going to hit share here. And you know me, I'm not the technical person, so I'm going to move my mic to this audio just so people can hear it. Hang on.
Is the NFL overdoing it? What is your honest opinion? I think everybody's just like overwhelmed. Your feelings for Taylor. What is your honest opinion on how the NFL is treating celebrities at games?
I think it's fun when they show who all is at the game. I think it brings a little bit more to the atmosphere, brings a little bit more to what you're watching. But at the same time, I think
they're overdoing it.
They're overdoing it a little bit. For sure,
Right.
especially my situation. I think they're just trying to have fun with it.
I just think the NFL is not used to celebrities coming to the games. Like basketball has it figured out. They're all courtside. They're sitting there. They show them once or twice, but they get back to the game. The NFL is like, oh, look at all these A-list celebrities in the game. Keep showing them, show them. Dude, listen, you show them once, let them know they're there. Maybe after a touchdown, you get a little clip, but it can't be overboard with it.
Because you never know. You get caught, just throwing a big old cheeseburger in and you look like an idiot.
Caught picking a nose.
What?
Nothing. Well, it was a lot. Not only was it a lot of the celebrities, but dude, how many commercials have you done? Every commercial break, it was about 7 commercials with Travis Kelce.
Yeah, we racked it up in the offseason. It was a busy offseason.
So that's the brothers Kelsey talking about the topic that is on top of everyone's mind this year in the NFL, and that is Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. What do you make of his mustache?
I think it looks fake. I'm a mustache. Like, I wish I could get a mustache like that, but like his mustache looks terrible. Like it's a bad stash. He's got to fix that. It's kind of like I drive a white conversion van.
Yes,
from the 90s.
There is
mustache.
big child molester energy with that
stuff
mustache.
But you got to imagine.
Yet here he is with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, maybe I should change it up. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But you got to imagine the NFL front office is thrilled with this, right? When they wrote this in and this all happened, and then here it comes, and Taylor's playing along, and she's going to these games, and I mean, this has got to be great.
The Jets-Chiefs game was the second highest rated game of the year, behind the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but listen, I think the reason that happened was very clearly because A-Rod was back, right? We get Aaron in the stadium. You're talking about a guy tore the Achilles. We get the surgery. We're not even in a boot.
We're wearing something that looks like this on his foot. Yeah.
Oh man.
He's gonna be stretching it out and doing the thing.
I wanted him. I honestly thought he should have had a headset. If he had a headset, the Jets win the game. And it's all he needed.
All right. Well, let's get into this. We've got our picks. Let's take our medicine. Very first thing, we gotta take our medicine. Because it's not going great right now with our picks. We're both 4-7 on the year. Let's look at our picks and pizza chart as soon as Joe figures out how to work this thing. There you are, 4-7 minus 370, and there I am, 4-7 minus 370. We're both 0-3 last week. We're going to have to find a way to get better. Let's see if we can do that this week. And I have a feeling we're going to have to lock it up.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Today, let's get your lock of the week for the NFL in week 5.
I'm a big Sunday Night Football guy. You like Collinsworth? You a Collinsworth guy?
He's okay. He doesn't bother me.
Why does everyone hate him so much?
I don't hate him. I'm not a stan. He just doesn't bother me.
Romo's a bad guy?
No, I liked early Romo. I love guess the pitch, guess the play. I love all that stuff. That's why I hated Tim McCarver. I want some sort of insight, like from somebody who's played in the last 50 years.
Tim McCarver was at the end of the career there was tough.
Just give me something to hang my hat onto.
Yeah. No, I quite like Collinsworth. I think he's good. He had something to it. He had something in the booth.
So something tells me you're going Sunday night. We have the big game of the week. It's Cowboys-Niners, a playoff rematch. Most people misremembering that the Cowboys actually outplayed the Niners in that game last year. San Francisco won the playoff game. Which way are you going?
I'm going 49ers. We're going to give 3.5 points. I think Shanahan, Purdy's Purdy. You have a good bet in the Super Bowl. I'd like to see the 49ers win this game. I think they do. This
feels like Shanahan versus McCarthy.
Oh,
like who are you thinking?
Oh God, let me tell you right now.
Come on,
this is not close to me. Shanahan is going to crush. No, I think the Cowboys they're up and down, right?
Yeah.
Like if they feel like playing the game, I mean, if this is certainly a game they got to get up for. Micah Parsons has got to be Micah Parsons again. He's got to put his LT jersey on instead of the other ones he wears when he doesn't feel like it. His own podcast jersey instead, or whatever he's got going. No, but I do think the 49ers are a much more talented team. The offense is unstoppable.
I got a theme this week. I'm trying to learn from my losses. The team that has hurt me the most has been the New York Giants because I took Darren Waller in my fantasy draft. He is absolute shit on a stick. He's terrible.
Why are the Giants so bad?
They're awful.
What happened?
So I'm going to go to a tried and true formula. You had a bunch of success with the Dolphins, then they let you down last week. So naturally, you're like, you know what? I'm going to give up on the Dolphins just for this week because they burned me last week. No, sir. You got to get right back on the horse. I don't care that this number is 11. I think the Dolphins go back home. I think that the Giants' offensive line is so effing bad. It's awful. And no Saquon Barkley. Give me the Dolphins to bounce back from that loss at the Bills. I think the Dolphins put up another huge number against just a terrible, terrible Giants team.
It's not a bad play. I love the Dolphins.
All right. You know what I want?
I want winners.
Winners, Mike Singletary. So we got the prop of the week. The prop of the week, of course, is brought to you by Oakwood Pizza Box. Anthony Guerra, owner, operator, Oakwood Pizza Box on Person Street. Wednesday through Sunday. I will not be there on Friday for lunch, much to my dismay, because we have the OG Golf Classic. I have some great Oakwood Pizza Box gift cards to give away, though, to some winners at the OG Golf Classic. So thank you very much for that.
Good luck to everyone.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Love the OG Golf Classic. We're going to have to keep doing this because, well, I think it's going to be a win for everyone.
That's great.
No, and I want winners. So the prop of the week so far this year, I have not hit a single prop all year. The aforementioned Darren Waller couldn't even catch a cold against the Cardinals. I had Russell Wilson in the opener. You had Zach Wilson and Tua, so you are 1 for 3 on. Oh, excuse me, 1 for 2, 1 and 2 on your props. Which way are you going for your props this week?
I'm going back to my well. First of all, for the Tua pick, granted, every losing bettor of all time does this. He threw the touchdown. The ref throws the laundry on the field and pulls it back. I then take something in the restaurant and
throw it,
just launch it. Because I know
it was 1.5 touchdowns last week. He had 1 and he had 1 called back.
Brutal to watch. But it didn't win. You know, we got to talk about winners. I'm going to go to the Dolphin offense. I believe in the Dolphins. I do think they're going to win. 11 points is a big line. But let me play this through Devin A-Chain, running back extraordinaire. Called his name out early.
We're an early mover.
Early in the podcast. I will take him. His over-under is 50 yards. I think they win handily. We're going to be handing the ball off to A-Chain. Maybe bust out one long run. Hopefully, I'll have a win in the clubhouse before halftime.
Might be all it takes. I am going back to Russell Wilson. Speaking of learning from lessons,
Go, Russell.
I opened the year by taking his over in passing yards. He did not hit. I'm going to take his under in passing yards in this game. I think this is going to be a rock fight between the Jets and the Broncos. The total is set at 222 yards and a half. The one thing I trust with the Jets is their pass defense. So give me the under for Russell Wilson's passing yardage. And now, of course, I just said Russ. I just said the Jets. Jets! So proud of my Sounders. I can't even explain to you how proud I am of my Sounders.
Beautiful thing.
Before we get into the Jets, though, our Jets coverage is brought to you by my man at Groove Wagon, the King. Riley, text the King, 919-306-8598. Any kind of fantasy advice, trust me, I did not listen to the King and I ended up with Darren Waller and a shit ass fantasy team. I should have listened to the King. So give me a text 919-306-8598 if you need any kind of starter sit help or any kind of daily fantasy, or you can always check out his real product, the seltzers, the low THC. They just give you a little bit of a chill. Fence hopping is my favorite. Nothing wrong with the Magnifico, but the fence hopping is just 10 calories, super chill, good stuff. Thatdamnwagon.com. And if we thank Riley and hoping for everything in his family to go well. And we hope to see the King back here on Picks and Pizza next week. All right, Anthony, let's get to our Jets. Jets. S at the Broncos. This is a game everyone had circled after Sean Payton ran his mouth like a little bitch about another coach, which you don't do. First of all, I don't care who you are. We talked to Lavelle Moten last week when we were at Enloe, your guy.
That's my guy.
And the first thing he said is like, yeah, man, like, why would you don't talk about another coach because you never know what's going to come back around on you. So just keep your mouth shut when it comes to your professional colleagues. So part of me says, give me the Jets and the whole house because now you're betting against Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. But you mentioned it. The Jets this year are 2-2 against the number. The two times they've covered at home, Sunday night football. This is not a Sunday night football game. So I'm actually going to take the easy way out on this one. I'm going to take the under. Total is 43.5. Like I said, I think this is a rock fight. I think the Jets defense shows up. I don't know what's going to happen. I do think the Jets will be motivated, but I'm going to take the under 43.5. The Jets are a 2-point dog in this game. Anthony, which way do you like it?
Listen, we did talk about 2-2. We talked about it being Sunday. There's another factor involved.
Okay.
When Aaron Rodgers shows up.
Oh, okay. Do you think he's going to be
anywhere in the vicinity?
If he's in the stadium?
So right now, my sources have not confirmed that he's there. Right. We are looking. We're searching. We called Pat McAfee. He doesn't know. No one knows where Aaron's going to be. But if he's there, understand, if the NFL pans to him, I'm going to go heavy on the Jets. No, I think he shows up. And at the very least,
let me add a little context here because I think maybe I've skipped ahead on some people. Nathaniel Hackett is the Jets offensive coordinator. He was the Broncos coach last year. He got fired before the end of the year. Remember, they made the big trade to get Russell Wilson, and part of it was here's Hackett, who had this great experience with Rodgers in Green Bay, was now coaching Rodgers, and it's supposed to be this. Now coaching Russ, and it's supposed to be this marriage. Before this season starts, Sean Payton just up and decides to just MF Nathaniel Hackett, like for no reason.
Yes.
And like really professionally, you don't do that to your colleagues.
He was trying to save Russ. I mean,
but there was other ways to save Russ.
Yeah, I don't excuse the behavior. I think what he was trying to do was save Russ.
Or pump Russ up somehow. Yeah. And that's fine. You got to take care of your quarterback. So there's a little bit of blood on this one because Hackett's calling the plays for the Jets now. And obviously Peyton and Russ on the other side of this. So
listen, I watched that.
If the Jets are going to show up in one game, right? Like this would be the one?
Listen, I watched that game Sunday night, and we do a viewing party, right? So we watched this expecting a train wreck.
Yeah, Chiefs, Jets
last week.
And the Chiefs jump out early, and you're like, oh boy, the Swifties are loving this.
Boat race.
Yes.
This is going to be destruction.
Yeah.
And there were all the Twitter comments on the Jets defense stinking. This stinks, that stinks. And then my guy, Zach Wilson, goes out,
showed signs of life,
and plays like John effing Elway.
I mean, I don't know.
Bootlegging, ripping the ball around the field. There were a few bootleg, just like I said, who the fuck is this guy? Where was he? If you can physically do that, then why haven't you done that? But I tell you what, there's a quote. And it has been said by smart people, there's nothing more dangerous to society than a man who has nothing to lose. Maybe somebody got to Zach was like, listen, you're going to the XFL, so either start tweeting at Dwayne The Rock Johnson or play your ass off. And that's what happened. I think he continues in Elway's home. I think it continues. I think that is who he needs to be. That's who we hoped he would be. That's what we want. I mean,
he's going back outward to college, BYU. Utah, Colorado, same difference,
far.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know the difference. What's the difference?
One's got like a bend in it, and the other one's just a square.
Yeah, one has more. Yeah, it's more marriages in one of them, more weed in another. No,
definitely more weed in Colorado.
I think the Jets. Give me the Jets. 2.5's the line. Give me the Jets. I think the defense is better. I think Denver's awful. I think if the Jets lose this game, I mean, get ready for
trouble.
All out. Yeah. This is nuclear disaster.
Totally get it.
We're talking about firing the coach. Zach Wilson's going to get exiled. And then imagine it's really the flip on the other side. If he wins the game, Yeah, you win this, you go, oh my gosh, maybe Zach is the guy.
Starting
Maybe
to feel
carry us
better.
along.
Starting to feel better.
And you know,
All right. Speaking of people who will be back next week, Josh Goodson, RTP Mortgage. And we're going to go over Josh's picks here before we get to our pizza question of the week. But Josh Goodson, RTP Mortgage. It's rtpmortgage.com, or you can call him for real. This is his number 252-361-1415. My loan, my mortgage is with Josh at RTP Mortgage. I can't tell you how many times when the market was running hot, I had to go to Josh and say, hey, man, I need to refi. Can you help me out? What can we do? Always there. All right. But here's the thing. I know the market is not running hot right now, but you still want to make sure you're in the best financial situation that you can be in. So if you have any questions about any way maybe you can improve your situation, give Josh a call, 252-361-1415, or go to rtpmortgage.com. You see that little button there, apply now. Go to Josh's page. His NMLS number is 1569995. All right, so let's get into Josh's picks for this week. Josh is on assignment, so we will be helping him here by making his picks. And Anthony, you're going to see, you know how when you and I tend to agree, we're like, this can't be good.
no. Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the bad news. Josh is 6-10-1 on the year. We both hit our Duke Notre Dame bets last week. We are Josh minus 490. I am somehow minus 700. Maybe the math is not adding up there, but we'll figure that out here in a second. So our picks this week: Marshall at NC State. Josh and I are both in agreement. We think NC State wins this game and covers. I like the quarterback gambit, as Josh called it, the MJ Morris magic.
Can I add something to State?
Yeah.
State,
please.
Now. State now. Insider information. They now can eat the best pizza in Raleigh.
That's
the
right.
Team came through this week. This is the first week that Pizza Box is feeding the football squad. The boys came through. We had a few. There's some big fellas. They ate a lot of pizza, but no, they're being fed correctly. Marshall's in trouble.
All right. I love it. There's your insider's take. We both have State. We disagree on the Syracuse-Carolina game. Carolina has not been good under Mac Brown after an open date, but I think all of those games have been against Notre Dame, which is a problem. So Syracuse in Chapel Hill, numbers 8.5. I like a refreshed Carolina. I don't think Syracuse can trade paint with the Tar Heels. I know Miami is next week, but I don't think Carolina will be looking ahead to next week. So I'm taking the Heels. Josh is taking the orange. And finally, for the lock of the week, as we've seen before, this could be trouble. Josh and I are in agreement. We both love Alabama minus 1.5 against Texas A&M. So there you go. There's our RTP Mortgage college picks of the week. Again, if you have any questions about how to go help yourself, go to rtpmortgage.com and look for Josh, or you can always call Josh. Let's get the info back up there. You always call Josh 252-361-1415 for our RTP Mortgage college picks of the week. All right, Anthony, let's now get into my favorite portion of Picks and Pizza, which is the pizza question of the week. Our pizza question of the week comes from Jackson on Twitter. Jackson wants to know, I've heard Joe talking before about Anthony's beer selection. What's so bad about Anthony's beer selection?
This is so wild.
So
this is disdainful.
I'm going to start with, I love the Narragansett. You have it on tap.
I tell you what, we changed the carbonation a little bit. It's in a different place. It is amazing right now. It turned it up a little bit. I'm a champagne guy, so I like a little finer bubble. I think adding a little CO2 to the Narragansett lifts it. Great beer.
I love the beer flavored beer, which is Narragansett. I love it on tap. It's always cold. And now you're saying you've improved.
I think it's improved.
All right. So great.
10 out of 10.
This is not where we run into problems, though. You have a cooler when you walk in.
Yeah.
Which, the
Joe,
sodas are there. You got orange juice. You got apple juice. All good things, man. And then all of a sudden, I just don't know half of the shit that you put in there and how you come up with it.
All right. Joe, for the audience, Joe is very hesitant to explore the offerings of the state's breweries. Fonta Flora is phenomenal.
That's not fair.
Come on, Joe.
You know me. I'm a beer-flavored beer guy.
I got Fonta Flora as one of the better breweries in the area. They're phenomenal. Interesting stuff.
No, wait
stuff.
a second. That was the one that I tried last time.
Yes.
Was it Pilsner?
Nebo Pils.
Yeah, that was good.
That beer's great.
That was good.
That's a great beer. You mow the lawn, you drink one of those, you are
feel good.
Oh, you're in a good spot.
It's also probably a good shower beer.
Unbelievable shower beer. I've done it. I've used that beer a lot for both the lawn and the post-work shower.
What's your number one beer? Airport beer, shower beer, lawnmower beer.
Oh, number one.
End of the shift beer.
And it's got probably a restaurant guy. End of the shift beer.
First beer of the tailgate. Oh, that's on the list now. Come on.
But I'm not a tailgate. To be fair, I'm not a tailgate guy. I went to Carolina.
I know,
Who's
but
tailgating to Carolina.
What's crazy is you're a Jets fan and you're a New York person and you're not a tailgate person.
My dad was never that way. We never did that.
Okay.
We would go to a restaurant before the game, very composed. We'd be on Arthur Avenue, and then we would go to the Yankee game.
My favorite part about going to Arthur Avenue was always the wine list. And I remember one time we went, I was super young, and my dad, there's always a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's literally.
You put your paw and you do the little.
Yeah. No, but it would literally say red or white. And so, we're coming in from New Jersey, and I'm sure they're already looking at us like, look at these bridge and tunnel interlopers. Some guy sits down with like his wife or girlfriend, whatever. And he's like, hey, can I see a wine list? My dad was like, watch this. The waiter was like, we have red, we have white.
Sometimes
you got to know what you know, man. You got to
don't
I like your place, man. You're not selling wings. You're not selling nachos. You're not doing any other kind of bullshit on your menu. You're like, hey, man, I make pizza. You want to be here for the pizza? Awesome. Come eat some great pizza.
Yeah, absolutely. We keep the wine list by the glass is red, white, and bubble, and it's for the same reason. So that speed of service. There is a lot of bottles in there, and there's a lot of things. But the key,
Jamie Giglio says you have the best wine list, even better than her favorite wine shop in downtown Raleigh.
Yeah, probably.
She's ready to like use you as a wine mule.
Yeah, we do that. We have more than a few people who do that and just text me and send me a message.
Okay.
Like, hey, I have a party. I need a case or 50 people. What do I need to buy? Or even move people around.
So why do you struggle with your beer selections then?
Simplicity, dude. What do you want me to have? What is missing?
Well, no, but you said, do you have to have a deal with these places in order to sell? But for example, like you do actually have liquor, which I don't think I've ever seen you serve, but you have the ability to serve liquor. That's marked. There's a number on the bottle. You got to report all of that.
So you have to
order. For wine and for beer, is it similar, or are you allowed to go buy wine and resell it? How does it work? I don't know.
No, you have to go through a distributor.
Okay,
so it has to go through distribution and come down. So
hence, like you pay a retail price. It's not you going to New York, picking up a bunch of bottles off the back of a truck and then bringing them down and marking them up. And
you can't do that.
Cannot do that.
Cannot do that. That would be fun. But no, you can't.
I think you can do that in New York and New Jersey.
Yeah, you could,
because there's no ABC board.
Yeah.
You pay through the F and teeth for the liquor license. That's what you pay through the teeth for.
It's a 6-figure number.
Oh, it's more than that now.
That's gross. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how most places survive. But yeah, no, you have to go through distribution.
Even for beer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can't go to
So you can't go to the Teeter and buy a 12-pack and say, hey,
I can't go to the breeze through.
Oh, look at you. So smart. Thank you.
I can't go through the breeze.
Correcting my mistake right there.
Go to the beer cave and then they keep it ice cold.
Oh, so good.
I wish I could take it out of there and then resell. No, you can't.
Cannot do that. Okay. So you have to go through a distributor for these beer choices. Yep. All right. So the people who are the beer reps are hustling a little bit. They talk to you, they chat you up a little bit, and then you end up with these bad Italian beer choices that I see sometimes.
The Italian beer.
I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus.
Menabrea is the beer.
No, dude. No. Stop.
Hang on.
Stop. Don't even name check them. Stop.
Hang on. Menabrea is the beer we used to drink. And my guy, when I learned how to make pizza, that's what we always drank. It's always there. That's why it's there.
Oh, now you're giving me like a dead grandma story.
I'll give you
your bad beer choices. Great.
Menabrea,
Dick.
by all means, anybody come in and try Menabrea. You tell me it's a bad beer, I'll say.
Is it still there?
Menabrea is
the one that I didn't like. Remember, I was like, just get Peroni, and you got like some other brand. And you were
no,
like,
no,
because I don't have a deal with them.
That's Birra Morena. But no, I don't have that one anymore. Menabre.
I wonder why.
I mean, listen, Joe, it's a tight space. We're rotating through stuff. Whatever. No, to hit Peroni, I have to buy a bunch of cases to get the show up.
So it's different.
Like, great. Do I really want to sit on 20, 30 cases of Peroni to sell, a 6-pack at a time? For us, I'd rather. I always try to buy some of the smaller guys around me. During COVID, we did a lot of beer business to go. And that's what really moved us to, we always have Ponysaurus. We usually have Trophy.
I like the Ponysaurus Pilsner.
Yeah, a great friend of the Pizza Box.
Yes.
Ponysaurus. Opening up soon in Wilmington. But no, we always try to keep that local. And then I'll just rotate that one spot of, just whatever Italian beer. But Menabre is there now. It's the Menabre.
So you do enough to appease me on other parts of the menu that you don't feel like it has to be extended to your beer selections, is what you're saying to me.
Correct. Yeah,
you're saying just pound salt. You're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Narragansett's the way to go.
All right, it is, and I don't even know why I'm complaining, because that's what I get every time anyway.
No, it's easier for us to serve. Listen, we keep trying to make subtle improvements to the Gansett on draft. That'll be that's our pinnacle.
All right, well, go check them out tomorrow for lunch, because I won't be there. Fridays, Oakwood Pizza Box, oakwoodpizzabox.com. You can order ahead online, or just drop by and get some Narragansett for yourself, and maybe even some of this fancy Italian beer that he claims he learned with Grandmammy and Paw making pizza.
Yeah.
So
no, all he did, he only drank two things. He drank espresso and he drank beer, and he never drank water. He didn't really drink wine. It was only either an espresso or a beer. Literally that way, and they alternated just throughout.
Put that espresso in my veins. All right, man. Hopefully we'll do better this week. I'm feeling better about our choices this week. So
the good news is you can't do worse.
No,
right? This is it.
Legitimately, you cannot do worse. All right, we'll be back next week right here on Picks and Pizza.